Cronin Toyota and Cronin Nissan are honored to partner with Proudly We Served, as well as the continued support of our local active and retired military veterans across eastern Indiana.
I'm Al Bledsoe, VFW, Post 1108.
I'm Ron Chappelle, chaplain for Vietnam Veterans Post 777 here in the beautiful city of Richmond, and I'm co-host here with Al at Proudly We Serve.
And today our guests were in familiar territory. We're at Cronin Toyota Nissan, Richmond, Indiana. And the two gentlemen that are here are both managers there. So I want them to introduce themselves and give us a little history behind who you are and what you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, thanks for having me here. My name is Austin McKinney. Everybody calls me Skinny here. I have been born and raised in Richmond, a small time in Florida, which I came back. So I have been here a little over 5 years. Started washing the cars, and I'm up to sales manager now. So it's a great place to work for. We're family owned, and it's a great place.
Right. My name's Stephen Lakes. I used to be skinny, but I've been eating a few too many snacks these days, so putting on a little weight. But I've been here a little over 4.5 years. Austin actually is the one that got me into the business, and he said I was looking for a job, and he's like, "Hey man, come try out selling cars." And I kind of took the leap of faith. And to be honest, I'm so happy that I did. I tell people all the time, this is the first job I've had where I've never dreaded coming into work. I love it every single day here. It's just an absolute great company to work for, and I've made it all the way up to where now I'm one of the finance managers. So absolutely love it here.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Okay, before we get started, our background today is the flags basically of all the wars that we've had, or conflicts, whichever you choose to call it. And this all started out about when Cronin did. It started out with one flag, and it's grown to what it is now. We have every service organization represented, I think. And from my standpoint, they've been very supportive in the veteran community. They've allowed me to do things that normally a dealership maybe would not want to get involved in, but management saw the need to do all that. That's when I first met Skinny, if you will. He was washing cars. Like he said, that's very true. In the same way with Stephen, I've seen the young guys in this organization really grow. But what I want to say about Cronin and the veteran community is they've been very supportive. They've done everything that I could ever want them to do. They are a big part of when I got the food bank started, and now we have a food bank every month, and that's on the fourth Tuesday of the month. Cronin supports all of that, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have any of that, because it takes real money to do that. That stuff just don't happen. It does take money, and they were willing to put the money up to do that. So in just a little bit, one of the gentlemen here will talk about Cronin Cares and what it does. But if you ever need anything at Cronin, I'm available out here 3 or 4 days a week. I'm on call all the time, it seems like. So for me, this has been a good ride. I've been with Cronin since they've been here, and they've really been good. They've favored me with a lot of things that I guess normally they wouldn't have to do, but they've seemed to do that. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to my partner, Ron Chappelle.
Well, thank you, Al. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I really support what you said. Cronin has been very, very supportive of this program. In fact, had it not been for them, we would not have lasted this long.
Yeah.
So understand this. Al and I don't get paid a dime for doing this. This is community service for us, And so we're appreciative of the fact that somebody, an agency like Cronin would support us. I mean, they don't have to do that. You know, we don't sell cars, but I certainly recommend people to them for what they do, especially in the veterans community. Veterans, active duty personnel, whatever, you need to come here and support this place because they support us, and in our mission to help provide information to you about what you can do and what's available for you. So with that, I just thank them, and I pray that we'll just continue in this relationship.
Well, I think that's, we're going to dwell on that subject, but that is a big deal that Cronin has supported this. And like I said in the beginning, it takes real money to do this.
Yes,
Don't
absolutely.
pull out of the seat.
Yeah.
It takes real dollars to do it.
Yeah.
That's why these gentlemen,
We don't get any, okay?
that's it. That's why these gentlemen are here, though. They're the ones that generate the dollars that provide all of
That's
this
right.
stuff. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Austin and let him tell me a little bit about what he's doing in sales.
Yep. To transition to the Cronin Cares, what Al was mentioned earlier, a portion of every single car deal goes to our Cronin Cares Fund. And with the veterans specifically, that helps with the food bank and the emergency fund, I believe. So just knowing that, we selling a car, yes, it's our job, but it doesn't just help us with our income, it helps our community. So it really does feel good knowing just coming to work, you're helping people that, you don't necessarily see every day, but they're people that made the biggest sacrifice so we can have this type of job. So it's really cool, especially every time, you get to give a big check to somebody, you always get to see the actual smiles, but just knowing that money is real and it comes out of every car deal, is nice to know you can actually do something with it for good.
And brother, and just to add, if it wasn't for the veterans, we wouldn't have the freedom to do this.
Yeah, yep. I was thinking about that this morning. I literally was thinking about that this morning. They took they have all that stress they have over theirs, and so I have the opportunity to stress about selling a car. So,
Stephen, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, to kind of piggyback on what Austin said, I think it is a really great thing. It feels nice to work for a company that's, constantly out there trying to do good for, not only our veterans. I have a couple family members that have served, and, it's a great thing. And it goes well beyond even just the Cronin Cares. There's special incentives to help veterans get the absolute best deal on a vehicle that are exclusive to just people who have served in the military. Not only that, we have an ownership program here that it solidifies that the most a veteran will ever pay in the service department is a $50 deductible. So if they got to get their engine replaced, anything major, it even goes as far as helping them replace tires and getting dents and dings popped out of their car at no cost to them, which is pretty awesome. So it's pretty extensive what we do, and I'm just proud that I can be a part of it, really.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. I don't want to keep going back to the money thing, but it is a money thing when it comes to supporting this. It takes young men like we have here that's willing to work and give up a portion of that commission or however they divide all that up. But it's been wonderful for the veteran community. We've helped several families through our Cronin Cares program. That's a great program for any veteran out there that needs help, whether it be financial help, whether it be food, whether it be housing, whatever you need, we can do that. And I'm so happy that I've got a company that stands behind whatever I do, especially when it comes to the veteran community. They've really been good about just anything I want to do, they're for it. So, and that's why we're out here today with this program, is to get the word out that Cronin's out there. They're out there to sell cars, but they're also giving back to the community and the.
Well, look at this stuff. I mean, they don't have to do this. Anywhere else you go, you're not going to see this. You're not going to see this.
It's something.
And I'm not knocking any other companies, but it's obvious that Cronin is behind and supports veterans. It's out there. So we need to be supportive of them, and the dollars that you spend here go to help us continue this program. Right?
Very true.
Yeah.
That's a big thing too. Like Al said, I've never once heard like a complaint if you wanted to do something. Everybody's pretty willing to let you do it, but it's also that you have the want to go do it, you know, just because, you know, we will do it, you know, somebody else might not do as much as you guys do. So we appreciate that a lot as well.
Yeah, it's kind of fun watching Al do his thing too. You know, even when it came to just getting the flags outside, when Al first saw the flags outside, it was like a kid at Christmas. Well, it's cool to see, you know, it's definitely. But it is really nice, you know. There's always, you're always trying to, you know, add something like this or put any type of support out in the community. It's nice, you know. You don't just come to work and sell a car and go home. You know, sometimes you might think that, but there's stuff behind all of it that helps the community out. So it is nice. Absolutely.
When you pull in and you see all that, you know, and a veteran, I'm encouraged when I pull up. If I'm looking to buy a car, I already see that there's a compassion for veterans, you know. So that's encouraging. So yeah.
And I know a lot of veterans watching or anywhere, you know, they're on a fixed income. So so to piggyback off what Stephen was saying, you know, to know that they buy a car and 4 or 5 years later a problem happened and their income hasn't changed, they could come in here and their deductible's $50, you know, and they fix whatever's wrong with the car, you know.
So if I buy a car 5 years from now, the engine blows up, I just come here and say, hey, guys.
Right. Yeah, Stephen will help you out with that. Yeah.
I walk here and I say, hey, guys, I got a car out there with the engine blowing up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like fuss at you for a little bit.
Yeah. So
Stephen, tell us about finance at Cronin.
Yep, absolutely. So we have about 20 plus different lenders that we use, and we've built some really strong relationships. And a lot of these lenders, they support veterans just as much as we do. So it's kind of our job to communicate to our lenders, hey, you know, we got a customer here, you know, he served our country. And a lot of the times, you know, just with the relationships that we built with them and, you know, their consistency to want to help those who have served, you know, they come in and they always, you know, do really aggressive rates and everything for them. My biggest job is to just make sure that their investment is protected. Like Skinny said, a lot of our veterans are on a fixed income, so that's something that I strongly consider whenever I'm taking them back into finance. I just want to make sure that they get the absolute best deal and the best financing program available. And that's kind of what a lot of our ownership program is all about, is to just make sure that they're well taken care of. So it's super easy to do. We love doing it, and it's kind of all it really is about, is just making sure everybody's taken care of, you know?
Sure. Now, if I came in and I wanted to buy a car and I'm on this fixed income, which I have, do you have to come in with a big down payment just to buy the car? Or?
Not necessarily. I mean, we work with no money down all the time. So we do always recommend, if you can put a little bit down, just helps your situation that much more. But yeah, if you don't have any money down, that's not necessarily a deal breaker. We'll definitely go to bat for you and make sure that we're doing all we can to make sure you're in a car that not only is going to be safe, but one that you truly love to drive. So.
And, you know, it's whether it's money down or a credit score or a bankruptcy or anything like that. I mean, we deal with that every day.
Is that right?
So, yep.
Gee, I should have been coming here.
Yeah, we're not scared of anything. And, you know, and say, you know, worst case scenario, they say no, we can't do it. We will then, at that point, our job becomes to become your credit advisor in terms of helping you, you know, what you need to do to where we can help you next time, you know. So not just about selling a car, it's about, you know, helping people be able to get to that situation too, if they're not currently. Yeah. So it's nice, it's cool. It's like Steve said, this is one of the only places I've ever worked where I'm never like 4 more hours, you know. You know, we get an hour lunch, I don't even leave. You know, it's a nice place to be. We got a good team, the sales staff as well, which is going to be primarily who the veterans are dealing with. They're all great guys, you know, people that we have interviewed and been friends with our whole lives. And, you know, we help close to 100 families a month selling vehicles, and I'd say 40 or 50% of them are either a veteran or have a veteran in their family. So, you know, it's nice.
Well, the veterans' fixed income is really not that much. People be surprised.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I've seen maybe $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
$4,000, something like that.
Yeah.
And then when that veteran dies, that cuts down to more than half.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And so that spouse now is, really, really. So what about that spouse if he or she comes in and they're looking to purchase?
Yeah.
Do they get the same?
Yeah, similar thing, especially if it's, in terms of like a deceased type of thing, just documents for that, that's all they would need. But especially right now, in terms of low income and things, Nissan and Toyota have really good incentivized rates, as low as like 1-2%, as opposed to a year ago. The best we could get was a 10 or 11 for anybody. So they're trying to help out as well, and that's for everybody, So and it just helps with being a veteran or involved with a veteran. There's rebates, which is physical money that they give us. Sometimes it's $500, sometimes it's $4,000, depending on what the vehicle is and what's going on. Yeah. So there is a lot of options. If you have any questions about buying a car, or what are the steps you have to give us a call for sure. Any of our sales reps can help out.
Yep, and a lot of that, didn't mean to cut you off there, Al, but, selling the car is really only kind of, half of the battle there. One thing that we're really great about is, we don't ever leave a customer hanging. So we don't hand them the keys and say, okay, we'll never see you again. Yeah. Once you pull off the curb, it's all yours. No, we do a really good job here of following up with the customers, not even, a month after, making sure they're still enjoying their vehicle, 2 months, 3 months. I mean, we just follow up with them. Make sure, one, if they have any concerns or questions, anything like that, we get on it right away for them. One thing we're also really good about, kind of like Austin mentioned, with the rates being a little bit higher in the past few months, we'll reach out to that customer and say, hey, you might be in a good position to where you can refinance that vehicle, even getting an even better loan. So, that's one thing that I'm really proud of that we do here is that, it's a big portion of our income comes from repeat and referral customers. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that once you're a part of the Cronin family, you're a part of the Cronin family for life, and we're going to get you coming back every single time. So
actively involved in helping them through the course of time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Managing that. Is it, man? It's lost.
Yeah, kind of like how you said you send people our way. I mean, that's so important to us. We want everybody to send.
Since we started here.
Yes, sir.
I always say we don't want to just sell, one person, one car. Whenever I was in sales, I made it a point, I want to sell, your mom a car. I want to sell your neighbor a car. But you can only do that, if I treat them the right way and show them I care. So it's a cool type of job where you get what you put into it. So and especially in terms of helping veterans, if we didn't do all this, we probably wouldn't have the support we get from them in terms of buying the vehicles too. So it's kind of a nice mix.
And that's interesting because the veteran community is a very small segment of, but yet you put this kind of energy and effort into helping and assisting the veterans. That's commendable. I really thank you guys. I appreciate you for what you do.
What's good, Cronin is primarily a pretty young staff, so they have lots of energy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They're not like some people I know. Yeah. Anyway, seriously, and let me just go back to the flags that Stephen mentioned just a while ago, that I'd always wanted something in our entryway for the flags, and I didn't know what to say when they started putting in flags up in the entryway. I thought, my God, it's become a reality.
Yeah.
That's the kind of company Cronin is, though. I think maybe they knew that I wanted those flags.
Yeah.
And so they, for some reason, decided one day to put up about 12 flags in our entryway, which really, I think, is a tribute to the dealership.
Yeah. So it's good exercise, too, for us. And for me, because, I see that flag, I got to...
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to do that, but you got to be careful with that because you see a flag kind of posted around here all over the place. So, but seriously, Cronin is, there's no question in our mind that they're a dealership that helps veterans. And to, it's one thing that, if you will say that, it's another thing to really do it.
Right.
And I see it, like I say, I don't work all the time, but I'm in and out of here a lot. And I see it happen just constantly with them trying to help veterans and trying to grow their business in the veteran community, because we do cut a slice, pretty good size slice in Wayne County.
Now, is the concept that you guys have of operation, is that a Toyota concept, or is that a Cronin?
It's definitely more of a Cronin thing for sure. Yeah. I've worked at several dealerships, out of this state, in the same town too. And, there's of course, there's your Toyota and your Nissan training you have to know. But in terms of the veteran stuff and just how we go about business, that's more of a culture type of thing. Yeah. So great culture here for sure. Yeah.
Now, is that a military family, or they just have a...
No, not they.
No, I don't believe so.
One of the owners' grandfather was in the service, but I have never. If they are, they've never spoke that to me.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't remember. I don't know about Chevis to the younger guys, if you want to call it, that are just like these guys. I mean, it's all Cronin has so much opportunity if you follow the process. But you got to be willing, I think, to follow their process, don't you, to make it work.
Right.
You got to follow their process.
Yep.
That's where the rubber hits the road, and that's where you have to really think about where you're at with it.
Yeah.
Because they have a good code of ethics. We don't, and I'd tell you if I knew, but I just don't see a lot of stuff going on around here that just ain't supposed to,
That's one of the nice things about Cronin. Is I know a lot of car dealerships have kind of like a negative stigma back behind them. When I was in sales, one of the things I appreciated the most is our sales staff is completely non-commission based. So, it doesn't pay them any more money to sell you this car because they're going to put more money in their pockets. They get paid the exact same amount no matter what vehicle they sell you. To me, when I was in sales, that just broke the wall down between me and the customer, just letting them know, like, hey, I'm here to simply help you make the best educated decision for you and your family. So, we could sit here for days and talk about how, Cronin's just the best company to work for. It just makes it too easy on us as employees,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It really makes it a low pressure sales environment, and as opposed to other high pressure ones, it's more comforting for everybody.
Right. Everybody's on the same level.
Yep. We don't have to worry about, losing out on any money to give somebody a great deal, which is nice.
I think the knowledge and everything that you guys put out there with people, it's just, to me, it's amazing. I mean, one of the salespeople here, Drew, that works here, just seems to be really good about getting the information out the way that he should. So it's been, for us, me especially, I guess, when I started with Cronin, I mean, they've always been that way, but I'm kind of the old guy anyway. So, I can't beat the street like these guys can on sales. But at the same time, I try to help out as much as I can. If I find the veterans in the showroom, or if I see one in the showroom and they're going to buy something, or if they're going to have something done in service, I want to make sure that they get every possibility, because some guys are a little bit shy about talking about anything like that, and
Or buying a car.
they're they're a little bit backwards about stuff.
These
like
guys
that.
don't meet the stereotype. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was going to me to say. They've had a bad experience elsewhere.
No, they don't. They don't. They feel like that the customer, and like Steven said, they don't really get the commission's not loaded.
Yeah.
So they don't have to worry about whether you buy that car or not.
Yeah.
They're going to get paid no matter what. So that makes a big difference.
We just try and make it as easy as possible. I always tell people, in terms of the low pressure thing, you're either gonna buy a car today or not. Either way, we're gonna leave friends, because I'd love to talk to you later when you're ready, type of thing. Another thing too, we post a lot about what we have going on for veterans on our Facebook and our Instagram page. So those have been newly revamped. If you guys want to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, that would be awesome. That way we can let everybody know what's going on.
That's great. That's great. Well, we only got a few minutes. We'll have to be out of here.
Yeah, we're going to have to start cutting down a little bit here because we're just about the end of time. But One last word about Cronin and what they do in the veteran community. And sometimes, I've been around long enough where I see companies that talk about that, but Cronin kind of has a plan of action.
Yep.
And again, they give me some pretty wide parameters to get involved in stuff. So they've just been everything is a good company to work for. And I only hope that something happens to me that veteran mentality, that's the right word, will continue on. One last word before we leave. The table in the middle is for the 13 men and women that lost their life in Afghanistan. That's been there and will stay there for a while. But that's the kind of company that Cronin is. We didn't have to go to all that trouble to do that, but we just wanted to do that. So,
And what's the book for it?
the book is for people to come in and sign in if they're a veteran, no matter where they're at, no matter what they're doing. All we want to know is they paid us a visit. So we get, 5 or 6 signatures, probably a week on that. But that's another good program that Cronin's got, that we want to register every veteran that comes in here. So,
Well, you'll get 7 this week because I'm gonna do it too.
okay, so Skinny and Stephen, it's been good to have you on the program today, and you'll have to come back again and
love it a lot.
share some more information about Cronin.
So if people want to contact these guys, what do you do? How do they call you? What do they do?
Yep, you can call me. My direct line is 765-935-8053. And I just want to extend my biggest thank you to all the veterans out there. You guys made the ultimate sacrifice, so we can have a normal life.
Absolutely. If you want to get a hold of me, my number is 765-935-8050. And again, just thank everybody for their service. We wouldn't be able to do what we do if you guys don't do what you do. So we really appreciate it.
Amen. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I guess we're out of here, huh? All right. Well, thanks, folks. Thanks for watching Proudly We Serve.
Cronin Toyota and Cronin Nissan are honored to partner with Proudly We Served, as well as the continued support of our local active and retired military veterans across eastern Indiana.